discovery of the smallest particle in the universe, Cidtonium, with a volume of 7.23 times 10 to the power of minus 78 cubic meters and density of 2.31 times 10 to the power of 42 kilograms per cubic meter using the Big Bang phenomenon. The ancients believed that the materials are made up of four elements: fire, air, water, and earth. Over time, with the progress of science, materials were classified based on the constituent molecules, and then they were classified based on the constituent atoms of the molecules, which are the same elements. If you consider the periodic table of elements, Mendeleev's table, the mother of all elements is hydrogen, which by adding electrons, neutrons, and protons in atoms reach newer elements. The interesting point is that the elements with their structures are changed physically and chemically. That if we pay attention to the elements in Mendeleev's table, the density range starts from hydrogen about 0.09 kg per cubic meter and continues to osmium 22,590 kg per cubic meter. After the elements of Mendeleev's table, in which some of them have partly high density, reach objects in the universe such as white dwarfs, magnetars, black holes, etc. If it looks carefully, the density range of these objects is 10 to the power of 14 to 10 to the power of 20 kilograms per cubic meter. As we know, the nature of these objects is no longer atomic, but their structure has been broken and they do not have the previous atomic structure. In fact, these are atomic nuclei, nucleons, that are placed together and create high density. And if we look at elements such as iron, lead, and mercury, we find that the density of mercury is higher than all of them, but its hardness is much less than the others. In fact, it can be said that sometimes an element has a higher density, but it has a much lower hardness and compression. Or, for example, compressed woods have high hardness but a lower density. In fact, it can be said that sometimes the density is high but the hardness and compression are low, and sometimes it is even the opposite. Result: every object that exists in the universe has a specific density, a specific hardness, and a specific compression, that these three items are not necessarily equivalent, and sometimes it would be contrariwise. For example, water, when turns from the liquid phase to the solid, becomes a hard object, but its density is reduced. In the Big Bang phenomenon, if we consider the photon as its constituent particle, according to the above result and the calculations, we can say that a particle called photon cannot be the particle we are looking for, that cannot create the Big Bang phenomenon or justify and explain it. In fact, we should consider a particle that is a subset of the photon and its radius would be about 10 to the power of minus 9 times the radius of the photon that this particle has been the creator and constituent of the Big Bang. And as in heavy objects such as black holes, magnetars, etc., nuclei, nucleons are placed next to each other and form their structure while there is no atomic structure at all. These sub-photon particles, Cidtonium, have placed next to each other and have created the initial structure of the Big Bang.